Howdy, Matthew Pizgatti here. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a purely personal update on where I am currently with DRIP Garden, with Sefu, with EMP, with the faucet and DRIP, just everywhere that I have any type of passive, what am I doing with it, how much am I up to a day, and these types of videos are great for me personally because I can reference them later on to see exactly where all the numbers were, which I like to use in calculators and other such things. But I'm not keeping an awesome log on it, so I'm kind of keeping a video log for those purposes. By the way, I recommend doing that if you like to talk and ramble like I do. I do best getting my ideas out there verbally. If I'm trying to write an essay or an article or a blog, I like to walk around the neighborhood and talk to my phone. I do the recording like I'm dictating to myself, and I usually write it down later. That helps me, might help you. And if you have any helpful tips on your own strategy, things like that, these YouTube videos are a great way to get a few extra little bit of rewards, referral rewards. If anyone likes your content, they'll use your link. Ta-da, there you go. You get a little extra boost in whatever you're working on as far as DeFi protocols go. So I'm going to update where I am in each little project. I'm going to start with probably DRIP faucet. So I bought in at the higher level of DRIP. I bought one DRIP. That was about all I could afford at the time. It was like $137. I ended up buying 3 something more when it dropped down to about 55. I brought my total average down to about 65. So I had 4 point something on an average DRIP price of about 65. So that was good for me. That's why I did that. That's why I averaged down. Now, with DRIP and I guess really EMP, but DRIP faucet and the schedule give me a second to think here. DRIP faucet and the DRIP garden, those two. Now, for me, these are both longer-term plays because where do we see DRIP going right now? It's dropping. We want it to come back up to this all-time high, but I am willing to wait for it to drop down to 16s, 20s. If it gets down there again, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to load up on as much as I can spare because I think we'll be the next kind of round of big whales to ride it back up as long as nothing happens to the protocol, and I've not seen anything to indicate that would happen. So these two are kind of longer plays. That being said, the faucet is doing what we expect it to do. It's giving me 1% a day. So 1% of whatever this DRIP is, it's giving me that in a day. And that dollar estimation is not always going to look favorable while DRIP is on a downturn. So I really don't care about this dollar estimation except for gas. I'm not going to compound every single day, although that would get me to where I want to be faster. It'll use more gas than is prudent based on the longer term way I view these projects. So I wait till this gets up to about $4 or $5 and then I compound in however much DRIP is here. I compound it into my deposits. Remember, each time you do that, you're extending what your max payout will be. So that 18 DRIP that I could be receiving, by the time DRIP comes back up, this will be much higher. 1% of whatever this will be much higher because the deposit will be more regular, and obviously the US dollar value at that time will be higher. So I'm not getting a lot per day right now. It depends on what the price of DRIP is, but I am getting 1% of DRIP back on my 4.923. So that's great. Every couple of days, whenever I get back up to about $5, maybe 2-3 days at a time, depending on the US dollar price of DRIP at the time, I wait till I get about $5 and then I hydrate. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get much higher number of DRIP in here, and then I will reevaluate. Reservoir is not really doing anything because I just put a very tiny amount in there. So DRIP Garden. DRIP Garden, I'm getting about $31 a day by this exact estimate. Now, I'm not putting that into anything. You could say I'm getting $31 a day, but I'm essentially using that to buy 21 plants because based on how much a plant costs right now, and based on how much LP I'm getting a day, I'm converting that, harvesting it, compounding it, I should say, replanting back into 21 plants a day. Now, this is really positive also because this is a longer term project for me. We're just throwing some very rough estimates here. What are we at, 24? Now I think DRIP will come back to its all-time high, which put this over like 30s, but 39, 40. Well, I'll just throw something conservative, like if we come back up to, what, like 37? Put this on my more average of 1.5%. Are we at 64 right now? 0.057. Remember, we expect that to drop over time, but it won't be dropping as quickly if the DRIP price comes back up. So let's say we do get back to that DRIP price, and I've been compounding diligently every day. This is only based on a per day compound, so I'll actually have more plants than this by the time we get to that point. But if I'm compounding every day, 60 days in, I should be over 100 a day estimation. 90 days in, where do I hit at? Over 200 a day estimation. So that's awesome. So now you do have to remember, if I compound at least 4 times a day, I'm paying about 36 cents, but really doesn't hurt me that bad. Even, what, 90 days in, I've spent $32. So one of these harvests will take me past that. Anyway, this is a longer term plan, like I was saying. So right now I'm estimating about 30 a day. I want to get at least 50, maybe over 100 a day. Looks like it's about 47 days out right now, although this percent decay looks like it's much higher right now. This is dependent on this LP coming back up, right? So it's dependent on DRIP coming back up. This is if DRIP comes back up enough to give me this LP value in 60 days. This is about what I'm looking at, is over $100, because the percent decay will average back out to the lower amount, which is like 1% or 1.5, something like that, by that period. So that's great. Yeah, so since these are longer term projects, that's what I'm looking at. About 31 a day, but I hope to be over 50, 100 something a day. But once I get to that point, I will only withdraw on the weekends. So I'll take my couple hundred out, and then I'll just keep compounding during the week to maintain a good average. So that's a longer term play, but I hope that plays out. Sefu, I threw about $60 in, 58, somewhere in there. So I have made a good percentage on that. I was just mostly playing around with it to see what the reward would look like. Now, Sefu has been fluctuating here. It was lower, like 180, 175 the other day, and so obviously my value was lesser. Remember, I like this project because the tokens stay in your account, in your wallet. They don't actually get staked into this protocol. Like, they're in your wallet. So that makes me feel a little more secure about the auto compounding, the whole system. That's kind of neat. And it's a good way to encourage people to hold more and more of those. If this price skyrockets at some point, I imagine those who are holding a whole lot will sell, which is pretty smart. I would be one of those as well. I would sell off some profit if it skyrocketed at least to get my ROI back very quickly. And even today, I guess if it doubled, maybe I would do that. But I'm going to keep watching. I don't know a lot about this project still, so I'm going to watch more about. I'm going to watch more of the YouTube videos from Brian Legend, the main developer person, the CEO of this, and kind of get more of a feel for what he's saying, where he thinks the project's going to go. It may be worth throwing some more money at if I have some free. But right now it's showing me about, what, $1.84 a day at this price. So that's not too bad. Yeah, we could call that, what, $1.84 a day. Not really getting much from DRIP. What else are we talking about? EMP. This is where I'm at with the EMP detonator. So right now I'm receiving about $7.17 worth, but it's 0.08 of the EMP/Ethereum LP. I've talked about this platform on a few other videos. This is basically like DRIP, but you get DRIP faucet, but you get more than 1% a day. The way their payout works, because it's based on the pool size, etc. And you get some cool chances at a lottery once a day. 2 people every day win this amount, which it varies each day, but today it's over 23,000, and it's been over 20,000 or 19,000 like every time I've looked at it, any of the days I've been here. So trick is, with the detonator, the timer does run out. And so I'm going to go ahead and compound. You have to interact with it at least once a day to compound or claim. You don't lose your rewards if you don't. They just roll over to the next day. It doesn't affect your max payout or anything like that. And what you can see is similar to DRIP, where it's earned back over up to 365%. So I've got about 700 in here right now. 2,580. Well, 2,615 is my max that I could get now, and I'm at about 725 a day. You can see how it reset after I compounded. So this is not incredibly impressive to you guys with huge bags, of course. I'm more playing around with these different protocols to see which ones are making the percentage they say they will. And, we might luck out and get like a cool lottery ticket or something and start this journey off even further than it is. But, yeah, so I got about 700 in here. That's giving me 725 a day. Drip Garden is technically about 30 a day, but I'm not harvesting it until it gets higher up. So I'm just compounding back in, essentially just buying myself more and more plants. That's the Drip Garden. Animal Farm, the faucet, drip faucet, it's 1% drip a day of whatever this is. But of course, drip has been dropping, and we're still on a downward trend at the moment. And then Sefu, where I've made about 20 bucks off my 60 so far. That's a pretty impressive percentage. And if this price keeps pumping, then I suppose we'll make more. So that's pretty neat. I'm not sure if I'm throwing any more in there because basically you can see I have some LP waiting here, DRIP BUSD LP. I'm waiting for the farms to open back up so I can get back into my DRIP BUSD farm and start earning some pigs. I'm waiting for that, and then I will likely buy into the Piggy Bank that first day it launches because there's a bonus for buying into that on the day that it launches. This will have to wait until everyone gets credited for their version 2 pigs, but that should hopefully happen tomorrow, and then I hope there's a launch for the Piggy Bank pretty soon after that. So that's my hopium there. I'm just hoping all that runs the way it should. But that's my update. I put these in a special playlist alongside my passive income playlist just so I can find them easily and reference back as a log for myself. And it might be interesting to those who are following me. Not financial advice. I always have to add that disclaimer. I'm not telling you what to do with your funds. I'm just documenting what I have done with mine. You'll either see me get epically rich or epically fail. Whichever one you're rooting for is cool with me. I appreciate any comments or critiques or ideas, things like that, as to how I'm doing and what more type of content you like. Thanks, as always, for watching. If you made it this far, like and subscribe if you appreciate the content. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks.